I feel like at this point, if you're a LeBron fan, you're pulling for a legacy, right? Because there's nothing left for him to accomplish in a regular season, individually as an award. So we just need championships. I don't care how he get them, but we need them. And I need this. I need this. So I feel like if he pulls this off at 38 against the MVP Joker, then you got to bow down and we got to start talking about greatest of all time talk.
Well, I just finished Air on Prime, Amazon Prime. Did you watch this?
Some of it, I haven't finished it yet.
Okay. How so far? You didn't finish it because it sucked, or you couldn't picture Matt Damon as Sonny Vaccaro, because that was a stretch, because I knew Sonny Vaccaro. Right. I'm like, he's a New York Italian person, Matt. You just no. And I feel like David Falk caught some bricks for no reason. I don't know if that was fair, but
no, I just didn't have time that night that I started it, but I'll definitely get back.
Okay.
I didn't feel like it was bad the little bit that I watched. I was like, oh, this is good enough for me to come back.
Yeah. I stayed because I'm always in community with myself around how do these things start from nothing? Like, where did Google come from? Because I didn't grow up. There was no Google. There was no Yahoo. Apple was just this little box. A couple of kids on campus had them, but it was like, wasn't nobody really trying to F with an Apple, with a Mac. Now everybody might need to get off of a Microsoft PC computer, because it's hackable like a mug. Even the government's like, the Pentagon's like, ooh, we getting jacked up with this Microsoft here. They don't got enough protection. But, I just think about the origin. So, like, who decided Phil Knight, Nike? I know it was Prefontaine. I think it was like he was a runner. So the sneaker is supposed to be. But now it's like an international brand. And I'm going to blame Jordan for that. Because is it the shoe? Jordan and Spike Lee, to me, single-handedly made Nike cool. Yeah. And they ain't looked back. And once again, Black people done made something way greater than it needed to be. Now, Jordan walked away with $1 billion, but Phil Knight got 100 more times that amount.
Yeah, not much he can do about that part of it. He still changed the game, like, because part of his imprint is how many of these other brothers got a check, because they wasn't giving up money for shoes like that. I still always think about Magic Johnson kicking himself, because they offered Magic Johnson like a percentage of the company. So he would have been making the Phil Knight money. And he said, nah, y'all ain't cool enough. I'm gonna go ahead and go with these cooler brands. And now he's looking back like, I should have did that.
Right. Well, I mean, it also speaks to, I feel like we need to understand how much greatness we bring to things that we do, right? So that also was a little inferiority complex within Magic, that you're going to run to the coolness instead of knowing if I come to it, it's going to be like, oh, ain't nothing here. Oh, wait, when I come, it's going to be something. Like, we need to have that mentality about everything. Like, it ain't a party till we show up.
We live in like a fear and a scarcity mindset a lot of times. So a lot of times it's betting on yourself sounds good in hindsight, but at the time when you really got to make that choice, it's scary for a lot of people. And I get why you take the safe money, as much as I, applaud when people take that risk. And of course, if you take that risk and it don't work out, you didn't have to deal with the backlash. Everybody be like, who you thought you was gonna have your own shoes? Really? I think Patrick Ewing at one point tried to start his own shoes. I remember Shaq at LA Gear had a thing. Steph
Marbury, yeah. Well, his actually was semi-successful, even though he was in China with it.
Yeah, for a little bit.
Oh, what's the name? The Ball brothers?
The big baller brand. You order them shoes, they might not come. That was the problem with those. You might order them shoes, pay a couple $100 and don't get them. That's a whole different set of problems.
Did you order any? Do you have
Absolutely
a big?
Not.
Well, okay, why not? I think about this because She by Sheree, who's buying that? Y'all, 866-801-8255. I'm just curious. I need to know. I was like, I was looking last night. I went on a website. I was like, for real, y'all go buy. For real. Now, some would say, if you buy Lululemon, then why not? Why not? Right?
Have you ever seen a pair of Big Baller Brand shoes, or she buy Sheree clothes in it out in the regular real world, not on the internet.
Nah, I see a lot of juicy couture across people's asses, and so y'all need to get with this global majority brand, personally. But we're gonna have some yoga pants too. Listen, thank you, Smith. Smith is like, where's my jacket though? Where's my jacket? Smith, I had your jacket, but you didn't show up on Friday. I had a jacket for you. We coming out with our summer line in a couple of weeks. But anyway, I just wonder about these things, like how does stuff start? Because I think we don't spend enough time deconstructing the architecture of things as well. It's just like, oh well, let's just go with the thing that's cool. The thing wasn't always cool. People weren't always effing with these things.
I think also you got a lot of infrastructure that is kind of built into things that has gatekeepers that keep Black people out of it. Like LeVar Ball was not the first brother that thought, why don't we sell the shoes? Why don't we just get the profit? We do and then you find out the means of production is through some white person that got that opens and closes the door to other people. So it's always these obstacles. And I think white people socialized into these like spaces where they get access that some would feel is unearned, but they get this access that's just like social, where it's like, oh, I trust this guy, whereas LeVar Ball would have to earn his way into those rooms. And so since he can't, he ends up having to sell his shoe for $300 or something.
Right. That is an absolute fact. I'm also, though, mindful that a lot of these folk are lying. I remember the early days of Twitter. Twitter didn't have several million. They had Ashton Kutcher, Puff Daddy, and like one other person. Those are the three people. Their back end infrastructure was trashed because it crashed every hour. It crashed. We sat with the crash. We're not going to sit with the crash in a Black space, right? We allowed Twitter to get great. And then it had these $1 billion investments that then, while they were in real time plugging in all of the holes and putting bubble gum and tape before they got a real server, but they had a lot of grace, how many people gave money to the Fire Festival?
You dropped the bar right there. Cause that is true that, I didn't even think about that, but we went through the ghetto days of Twitter, like the well coming out every time, the Twitter jail, you tweeting too much. And we sat there and we worked all the way with them. And you're right. If that was a Black space, it's a lot less tolerance. It's a lot more like I knew they weren't gonna be able to do it, as opposed to, if that would have been Black Planet, we would have left it behind.
I'm right now, I was talking with Chris Boozy because he's got Spoutable, which is really, it's just like Twitter. It's a nice platform. So I was talking to him off mic because I was like, listen, if I come to a space, I need to have some ownership. I'm doing a Michael Jordan, like I'm being transparent because I feel like I'm all in, and no longer. And Chris is a good dude. He seems like a very affable human being and very super smart. At the same time, we just watched what happened. We gave all of this goodness to a platform and they sold it to a dumpster fire of a human being for $44 billion. Its valuation is rooted in Black Twitter. You can't tell me, even if it's just half.
Yep.
Half Black Twitter and half MAGA.
Yep.
None of us got a check.
Yep.
None of us. So yeah, Michael Harriet should get a check just for being on there. His threads alone, I feel like make it do what it do. I'm like, y'all really? Y'all ain't give Michael, y'all ain't break him off nothing?
Yeah, we innovate, man. All those platforms, TikTok, all of them wouldn't be nothing without us. But at the same time, like, that's why you have to be careful what you put out there, because you don't own it and we're not reaping the benefits from it. So it's like, I really don't put nothing on Twitter I wouldn't say for free, to be honest, because I don't trust
Period.
I don't trust it. It's gonna be on somebody's ad somewhere. I'm gonna be a billboard in Times Square. I ain't getting no money.
Nothing. Period. I know, like, the only thing I love about SiriusXM is you got to pay to be on here, but people paying to be on here with their notepads.
Yep.
Because I was like, I know I said that a month ago, but now it's programmed into somebody. Really? Y'all not even going, no, there's no more, we were trained in journalism. You have to, provide the source.
Yep.
You have to give people credit. Yeah, according to, that's just like basic. Y'all just straight jacking, no problem. I got a microphone though. I'm gonna tell on y'all every time you do it. You're thieves, you uncreative ass people. You're not getting this stuff for free. 866-801-8255. So I'm Team LeBron tonight. I'm predicting there that he's going to the finals. And that's that's as far as I'm going with it. But I think this is a year for a championship. He's got a torn tendon in his foot that needs surgery. So street clothes, get your ass up. Like street clothes, you don't have an excuse. You playing with a 38-year-old man with a torn tendon who needs surgery, and he somehow managed to drop 30 points in the last game and play 40 minutes. Stop it.